This week we're flying Air Canada's business class on one of South America's most fascinating Fifth Freedom routes from Buenos Aires to São Paulo. Expect plenty of beer, a few glasses of champagne, a full test of Air Canada's fully lie-flat bed, and a chance encounter with Helen, one of the warmest and friendliest people we've ever met on our travels. Bienvenidos a Buenos Aires, Argentina, and welcome to this week's video. Now, we're on another route this week. We're going back up to São Paulo in Brazil, not quite ready to leave South America just yet, and we could be flying GOL, we could be flying Aerolíneas Argentinas. Any other ideas of possible airlines operating on this route? Well, there's a big teaser behind me, and that's because we're flying on the Fifth Freedom route operated by Air Canada, and that flight then continues on to Toronto in Canada. So join us this week for what promises to be a very interesting and unique Fifth Freedom flight here from Argentina to São Paulo, Brazil. And for our last night in Buenos Aires, we hit the Estadio Monumental for the River Plate versus Belgrano game, and what an experience. A big tick off our list for the pair of us visiting here, and the atmosphere was nothing short of electric. Plenty of goals and a 3-0 win for River Plate meant the British boys had bought the Argentinians some luck. Oh, and being so close to George Newbery Airport means even this stadium and football segment keeps you lovely Avgeek lot hooked too. The next morning it was time to leave, and it was very rainy in Buenos Aires, so we jumped in an Uber and took the short 30-minute ride across to Ezeiza International Airport, the largest of the Argentinian airports. Well, welcome inside to Buenos Aires International Airport. We are glad to get out of this rain. I think we've brought some British bad luck over to Argentina when it comes to the weather today, certainly. But just trying to find the check-in desks for Air Canada for this second Fifth Freedom route on the channel. It's becoming a Fifth Freedom channel at the moment. We've been doing quite a lot. If you didn't see the other one, it was KLM's business class from Santiago, Chile over to Buenos Aires, and we're now going Air Canada business class from Buenos Aires up back to São Paulo in Brazil. So we're just going to find the Air Canada check-in desks in the terminal, and I'll catch up with you soon. Air Canada have their check-in desks located in Zone E here at Ezeiza International Airport, and there's a number of self-service kiosks available too. Everything worked perfectly, we tagged our bags ourselves, and then joined the priority lane to drop off our cases. I also managed to snag seat 1A today. It's the small wins. Next, it was time for us to head upstairs and locate priority security, which is called Fast Pass. Your business class ticket entitles you to use the expedited channel, and it was really good. So that's us through security and have exited the country through border control. We use the Fast Pass scheme, which is included with an Air Canada business class ticket, and I must admit it's one of the best I've ever experienced. Through under a minute to go through security and through border control. The longest sort of activity of the moment there was me having to put my thumb on the fingerprint reader. Absolutely top-notch stuff, so definitely worth doing Fast Pass at Buenos Aires International Airport. We're now through. Husband's looking at the gate. Wherever he is, there he is. And we're off to the Star Alliance Lounge. So I'll catch up with you shortly. So hello from the confines of the Star Alliance Lounge here opposite gate number 9, and yeah, really impressed. Beautiful little lounge. Certainly could give some of the lounges back home a run for its money. I'll take you on a full tour, but from what I've seen, the food and drinks options look pretty decent, and there's lots of Argentinian, lots of local cultural offerings as well, which I absolutely love. If you're going to open a lounge, regardless of what alliance it is or airline, at least stay true to your roots or the destination that you're in. So I'll take you on a full tour, as always. That's coming up next. There's lots of comfortable seating options available in the lounge, and they all come with integrated plug sockets, and super fast Wi-Fi is available throughout. There was a variety of local and international beers available, alongside red, white and rosé wines. There was also a selection of free pour spirits, including local Bosque gin. The husband had a vodka and Fanta orange, whilst I tried the Argentinian artisanal gin, with tonic water and a helping of hibiscus and pink pepper. It was great. If alcohol isn't your thing, there's grapefruit-infused water with rosemary, a Coca-Cola drinks machine, and also this multi-fruit juice too. Not to mention a selection of bottled sodas as well. There's also filtered water on tap, an automated coffee machine, and teas from Heredia. On the food front, there was bread for toasting alongside preserves like local dulce de leche spread. There was also 2 types of cereal, a selection of biscuits, and also a variety of muffins too. There were 3 types of alcohols on this impressive display stand, alongside a selection of fresh fruit and this range of bar snacks as well. There was also fresh sliced fruit alongside meats, cheeses and olives, and there was also this help yourself salad counter. On the hot food front, there was pilaf rice, alongside steak and creamed corn empanadas, and a chicken curry as well. All in all, a reasonable spread. If you're also flying Lufthansa or Swiss first class, you'll enjoy this dedicated space in the lounge that's permanently reserved for such guests. We then enjoyed a few drinks together, not to mention a selection of local food offerings, before heading out to locate our gate. So just left the lovely Star Alliance lounge here at Buenos Aires, and Frank and I have made a new friend. Literally, of all the years I've been travelling, you know, we're very, very fortunate to meet some amazing people. Our contact list is as long as our arm, and we try and keep in touch with as many of you guys on our travels, but we have just met the most amazing person. We've just met Helen from Canada, who's flying all the way back to Toronto on this, so going through São Paulo. Obviously we're getting off in Brazil, Helen carrying on up to Toronto, and she's been on a HX cruise, Hurtigruten expedition cruise around Antarctica. Absolutely incredible stories. We'll try and catch up with Helen on the plane in a bit. She is absolutely, hands down, the loveliest person I've ever met, and I lost my grandma about 18 months ago, so it's like talking to my grandma again. So yeah, that's nice. So anyway, before I start crying, let's get to gate 14 and get on up to Toronto in business class. And we have promised Helen a glass of champagne on board, and I think we've earned it. Catch you soon. And flying us up there this evening is this Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which was delivered to Air Canada in April of 2019. Boarding is done at the gate in zones, and we're in Zone 1 today, even though they merge Zone 1 and 2 together. Don't get me started, because that doesn't seem logical. As we boarded though, I got a great shot of my window, and I think we all have to agree, the seat looks pretty good. Well, welcome aboard this Boeing 787-9, this Air Canada Dreamliner, and my initial impressions are pretty good. There's so much space. I'm in the best seat in the house, admittedly. I'm in 1A, and the husband to the right of me here in 1D. We're going to get settled into business class. We're going to show you everything that we get on this little short fifth freedom hop up to São Paulo, and I'll take you on a seat tour next of this 1A business class seat aboard Air Canada's Dreamliner. All business class seats have a maple leaf branded leather headrest, and on my seat waiting for me was a rather plush square pillow. There was plenty of bedding too, a complimentary bottle of still water, and a pair of earphones, with the noise-cancelling headphones being reserved for long-haul routings. Legroom is very, very good, so good in fact I only just reached the end. Above me is a personal reading light and also overhead air vent, and to the left of me is this storage compartment comprising of an IFE remote, headphone and USB-A ports, alongside an AC charging socket too. This then closes to create quite a lot of space and a comfortable place to rest your arm. The IFE weighs in at an impressive 18 inches in full HD, and to the right of the seat is an adjustable leather armrest which, when raised, creates further storage space underneath. To the left of the seat is the standard literature storage pocket, and there's also a personal reading light over your shoulder. The seat is fully motorised and adjustable using this touchscreen, and the drop-down tray table is mammoth in size. Each suite gets 2 and a bit windows, and these are the signature Dreamliner dimmable ones. Now, 1A is near to the galley, but I must admit the crew were incredibly respectful of this, and I didn't hear a peep of noise all throughout the flight. So all up in the climb now. Husband is already, kicking back and relaxing, whilst I have to get on with some work and review this flight for you guys. So this is the first time for me of ever flying Air Canada. I've come very close to Air Canada in the past, but never flown them. So it's nice to finally join them aboard a wide body in their business class suite in 1A. As you can see, we're being rocked about a little bit. Lots of cloud on the climb out today, and not much visibility at all. Just literally breaking the clouds now. We've been climbing for about 10 minutes, so that should tell you all you need to know about the state of the weather that we're leaving behind in Argentina. So I can hear the crew milling around in the galley. The curtain's just been closed in business class, which should indicate the start of some form of service. So let's see what comes next. I'm really looking forward to this though. I've wanted to fly Air Canada a long time, and the fact that this was last minute, we managed to grab business class, and we've got a pretty decent seat. I'd call that the trio of business class wins. So about 10 more minutes after I last spoke to you, we are still trying to get up to cruising altitude. we have battled quite a bit of turbulence, so the cabin crew are now in their seats, and we've still got the seatbelt sign on. Obviously, complete safety first above service, but it's certainly been a wild ride out of Buenos Aires. But yeah, so far we've had a hot towel service, which was really nice. Managed to sort of enjoy that, and then these bumps really came out of nowhere, and as much as I thought they were bad climbing up, we've just had some really quite severe turbulence. So we are strapped in tight, got this trusty seatbelt on with the airbag to the left of me, and still crossing through quite a lot of clouds. So it's just one of those things, I'm afraid. Sometimes these things happen. So the delay of the service has been delayed because the crew are also in their seats, rightly so. Let's see what happens. Hopefully Lady Luck and the weather is on our side. Whilst waiting, I tried out the IFE using the remote, and it was very easy to control with crystal clear graphics and lots of films and TV programmes available on demand. There was also a music section and of course the infamous moving map, which you can port across and watch on the remote. I do like this feature. Then the lovely service director Rami approached and laid my table ready for dinner. Despite the seatbelt sign still being illuminated, the crew took it upon themselves to start some form of service. So here we go, meal service has just finished. No jokes, we're still strapped in, still got the seatbelt on. The crew are doing their very best to run a safe yet efficient service because this turbulence has just bowled us over. It's been non-stop since we've been on the climb and in the cruise. It's just come for us on this flight. But the crew have done a really good job of serving the food. Everything came on the plate with the exception of the main course, and then that was served almost silver service style, the dish placed onto your tray, and I quite like that. I like that old school kind of service element. So there was a choice of breads, white bread roll or a croissant served with president butter. I went for the croissant. Obviously croissant quite butter rich, so I whacked that butter onto my main, and that leads us quite nicely onto what the main was. Now the IFE stated there was some kind of smoked pastry cheese dish, but we were served a chicken pot pie. Now it was really tasty, really moist, really flavourful, slightly, possibly ever so slightly over seasoned, but it was great nonetheless. One of the small bits of criticism I have with it is so big. Now I can't complain the other way when things are small, but it was really big, and Air Canada, you have defeated me. You're probably the first airline to do so in the history of flying, but you've defeated me on this occasion. But it was lovely nonetheless. You could have just done with a bit of a jus or a sauce or a gravy, but it was really tasty nonetheless. There was then a fruit plate, fruit served perfectly at temperature, a little chilled but not icy and, with any bite. And there was melon, mango and fresh kiwi, all beautiful fruit, really nice and sweet. And then, not tucked into these yet, so I can't comment on them, but I'm going to have these shortly, a pack of chocolate cookies, Fava de Mel, milk chocolate cookies, a 2-pack served as well. Choice of drink from the bar, didn't know what to go for, so I went for this Molson Canadian lager, which is really tasty. It's very malty as a beer. And that's served in a lovely Air Canada glass with the maple leaf logo on the side. So as meal service has gone a 2.5-hour flight, absolutely fantastic, and props to the crew as well for trying to serve the meal in such turbulence. It's not an easy task, and of course you have to remember that their safety as well. So they've done their very best to get everybody served. Everyone's tucking in. I am now finished. I've got these cookies to try. I'll tell you how they are, but yeah, for a Fifth Freedom 2.5-hour flight up to São Paulo, pretty impressive, Air Canada. Despite the turbulence, I managed to sneak in a quick toilet check, and they were very well looked after. There was amenities from Edition Voyage, including this very nice luxury hand cream. It really did smell great. The toilets all follow the signature maple leaf branding that Air Canada is famous for. I liked this lone red maple leaf, and there was also this vanity mirror too. All in all, a really good experience, minus these pesky bumps. It was then time for me to turn my seat into a fully lie-flat bed. The things I have to do. So excuse me, I'm just going to tuck myself up into this Air Canada bed. It's a bit frivolous really, isn't it, trying to take a small nap on a flight of this length, but gotta test it out for you guys. And considering this turbulence is absolutely showing no signs of stopping, it makes total sense to at least give the bed a try. So it's in fully lie flat bed mode at the moment, and there is just so much space. My legs can wiggle around non-stop, which is great. So yeah, if I sort of push myself all the way down and get super comfortable, I'm still kind of not touching the end of the bed, which is really nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Now, I'm not too sure if 1A has more space. Looking around, it looks like it does, with it being the bulkhead row. But I think you'd be super comfortable on a long-haul flight in this kind of seat. I'm a big fan. And this pillow as well is super comfortable. It's actually on the more firmer side than most pillows. But yeah, I'm a big fan. So, in the spirit of the channel, I feel it's only fair to try and get at least 20 minutes sleep. Let's give it a whirl. Now, as I settle in for a quick snooze, I can confirm the seat passes the husband test at 6'3". He had plenty of space. And on the sleep front, I got a solid 25-minute power nap. I really can't complain at the levels of comfort in this bed. To me, it's a standout product. Winner. Absolute winner. This is a beautiful bed. This mattress topper here, this kind of one underneath and this duvet are just really soft. And more of a kind of when you starch bed sheets, you get that kind of crispy feel, almost cotton in essence. Not too sure if they are cotton, but they are super comfortable. Husband's still drinking. He's enjoying the bar, but I've managed to get a 10 or 15 minute sleep, and that was beautiful. Nice little trial, little NASA nap. If you don't know what the NASA nap is, Google it. Little NASA nap, and ready to see if we can go and say a quick hello to our favourite friend Helen. Now, not too sure if we can, the seatbelt sign's still on, but I'll do my very best to pop over and say a quick hello. I did promise her a glass of champagne, and I like to be a man that keeps his promise. We'll get you the card. As a man of promise, I have the champagne. Let's go and see if it's my newest subscriber. Here is the lovely Helen.
Hello.
How are you, my lovely?
I'm much better off for having met you two.
I bought you some champagne.
Well, thank you very much.
Because I promised you, and no one will be able to hear you. So you've been on a cruise around Antarctica.
I have. It was fabulous. HX. It was just brilliant.
We are the most jealous people ever. Frank and I have wanted to go to Antarctic for so long.
You will. It's absolutely fabulous, and you have to do it. We don't have more than 2 seconds to tell you that this is something everyone should do. It just will expand you all over the place.
And Helen has not been paid to say that, honestly. But one of the things I will say, I've been travelling for now probably 14 years, and you are the loveliest person I've ever met.
Oh my dear, you don't get around a lot, do
No,
you?
I do. I'd get around too much. And you have taught me so much about travel today. I thought I was well-travelled, but you are probably the most well-travelled person I've ever met.
Well, you're the most well-traveled person I've met. I don't know how you can keep your time zones. Where are you now? I don't know.
We don't know. We're drinking champagne, so nobody knows.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Well, Helen, thank you so much. It's been lovely to meet you.
You have a fabulous site. It keeps us all on our toes, and it's very exciting to follow you, to see what you're doing and where you're going. I live in Toronto, and I'm a dedicated viewer. I love to know what you two are up to. It's fabulous.
This will not be the last time Helen and I stay in touch.
I hope we run into each other going to Kuala Lumpur.
We will.
Or something. Oh, good.
I'm sure we will.
Promise me more champagne, darling.
Helen is a lady with impeccable taste.
Thank you. They are wonderful. You know what you're talking about. That's what's so
we try.
Yes, you succeed, darling. Thank you.
So just came back to my seat to a bag of goodies from the crew. I've got to hand it to Air Canada. The welcome and just the service on this flight has been second to none. Rami and Mitz, who is a fellow Brit, lived in Canada for a while. She's just absolutely hilarious, and two of the nicest crew members I think I've ever met on my travels. There is the aforementioned Rami. Wonderful cabin service director, top of his game, just knows how to run the cabin, run the business class section, and just look after people. And the same for Mitz. They've been absolutely awesome, and we've encountered a couple of other crew as well, and they've all been just super friendly. So you know what, Air Canada, it's a big tick from us. Thank you so much for looking after us on this leg. We didn't know what we'd get. We didn't really know what the experience would be like. Finally, the seatbelt sign has been off for the past 30 minutes. We've been able to actually move around the cabin and stretch our legs a bit and go and see the wonderful Helen. This flight's been a bit of a magical one. Wonderful crew. Despite the start, the bumpy start, there you go, the aforementioned Nits. Just a fabulous team on board Air Canada's flight today up to São Paulo. The team now overlay here in São Paulo for the night, and they take the next leg tomorrow. It's a bit like a relay race. They take the next leg up to Toronto tomorrow. So yeah, it's been wonderful. The crew have really looked after us, and it's one of those flights again that you feel it here. Not always do you feel it there, but on this one, this particular flight, we've had a blast. So the sun is well and truly setting now as we fly into São Paulo. I best get ready to show you what's in this bag of goodies and then get settled in for the sunset arrival into São Paulo. A big thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. So, totally unprompted, here was our Air Canada bag of goodies featuring the Twigs Craft Pretzel Sticks in buttermilk garlic flavour. These were actually insanely tasty for pretzels. There was also these rice crackers and nuts mix, branded in the Air Canada maple leaf. These Miss Vicky's original recipe salted crisps, very similar to kettle chips, hand cooked in nature and really quite tasty. And on the sweet front, there were these Leclerc Celebration all butter cookies coated in milk chocolate, and of course, a couple of humble Kit Kats. I never say no to a Kit Kat. What a lovely and thoughtful gesture. Little old me's just been sitting here being a bit philosophical, which is quite rare for me because I'm not the sort of philosophical person, but I think travel is, not only does it broaden the mind and is one of the best ways I think to immerse yourself in different cultures and become a more well-rounded and better person. I think travel makes you a better person. When you meet people on these travels, be it cabin crew, be it fellow passengers like Helen, like Rami, like Mitz today, they almost sort of broaden your own horizon. They impart some of their bits of wisdom and some of their tips and some of their knowledge onto you, which you then go and try and share that knowledge with other people as well. And that's the beauty, that's the real beauty of travel. That's why I love doing what I do. That's why every single day I wake up in the morning, I'm unbelievably grateful to be able to do this now as a job. And it is really heartwarming when you meet just awesome people. Like I said to you earlier, and at the risk of trying not to get a bit upset, I lost my grandmother. She passed away in quite quick circumstances, which was really difficult. She was my biggest supporter, and I hadn't started the YouTube at that point. And I know she'd absolutely love watching these kind of videos now and be super proud. And a little bit of Helen today has made me feel like my grandma is still here, and because she loved travel and just loved seeing new places, and absolutely instilled in me the reason as to why I love travel and why I love flying so much. So yeah, that today is the single reason why I love travel, and it proves to you that the best way to become a better person and the best way to learn is to immerse yourself in different cultures, travel the world, say yes to things you wouldn't normally say yes to, and spark conversations with people you wouldn't normally talk to. And that is the best way of living life to the full. I love it. doesn't rain, but it metaphorically pours aboard this AC-91 flight to São Paulo. We're currently circling due to really quite heavy thunderstorms in the area, and I've seen quite a lot of lightning, both sheet lightning and also fork lightning, so lots of stuff going off. In fact, this is probably going to be the seatbelt sign coming on. No, maybe not. No real bumps now, we've got over those, but lots of lightning nonetheless. So as we taxi to our gate in Sao Paulo, I think it's fair to say Air Canada absolutely delivered on AC-91 today. From start to finish, this felt like an all-star performance from the cabin crew. The service director Rami, alongside Mitz and the rest of the team, was simply superb throughout the entire flight. Warm, professional, attentive and genuinely engaging. The kind of service that leaves a lasting impression long after the aircraft door opens. And that's even more impressive considering this was a relatively short hop by long-haul standards, and made even shorter by that pesky turbulence. One of the unexpected highlights today was also meeting Helen, and then getting the chance to continue chatting on board. Hearing stories from her past and her own travels, journeys which in many ways have helped inspire and shape some of our future plans, was genuinely special. Hopefully we managed to leave her with a few tips of our own as well, and not just a reduced champagne supply on board. But more than anything, this was one of those flights that you don't just review analytically, you actually feel it in your heart. The warmth, the atmosphere, the hospitality, it all came together to create something genuinely memorable. Air Canada, we came for business class, and business class we got. Liking, sharing and subscribing helps me more than you'll ever truly realise, so thank you so much to those who've done it, and if you haven't subscribed, click the little icon and join me on a journey each week somewhere around the world.